Musselman Podcast. I'm Isabella.
And I'm Skylar. In this podcast, we're looking into sports, clubs, and doing a weekly catch-up with Mr. Brown.
Welcome to the Musselman Podcast. Today we got Landyn Lioi. He is a boys wrestler, sophomore. Landyn, second year on the team, right? Okay, second year on the team. How do you think you guys are going to do this year? Who do you think are going to be your big standouts?
Well, we have an interesting meet coming up this Saturday. It's going to be interesting because certifications didn't go well, and we had a lot of people at spots they shouldn't be at, and we're trying to get people down at weights. So the team's going to be a little wonky coming in for the first meet, probably first two meets.
Okay.
But after we get everybody down at weight, I feel like we'll be looking good for the season, and everything will turn out well.
Now, can you kind of explain to our audience what certification is? You mentioned that.
So, before the wrestling season, wrestlers have to test their hydration levels and see how low they can get their weight down to, so they can see what weight they certify can wrestle at.
Mm-hmm.
So, because the weight classes, you have to be at a certain weight to wrestle at.
Wow. So, I guess that can be a stressful process leading up to the season. How has your how have you guys been prepared for certification? You said it didn't go well. So,
a couple people missed. A couple people are not where they should be, but we're working on it. And,
okay.
Everything's looking well so far.
All right, well that's good. Did you make certification?
Yes,
good.
I did very well. I only have about 1 more pound to cut
for weight.
To make weight.
Okay.
And then I'll be good.
Now, how do you think you're gonna do this year?
I'm looking to do very well this year. I mean,
okay.
I did well last year. I led the team in varsity wins. I'm hoping I can hit 100 wins this season.
Okay.
That's a big goal for me coming into the season. And a couple duels tournaments I'm looking forward to is Battle at the Bridge that we have. It's a pretty big tournament, and I kind of didn't do too well at the end of the tournament. I'm hoping to maybe come back and win it this year. That's my goal.
So,
a couple other big tournaments, the state tournament.
What weight class are you?
I wrestle at 113.
113, okay.
Yeah.
So, I don't know where that is on the scale. I would assume that's pretty small.
Yeah. 106 is the lowest.
106 is the lowest.
113, 120, 126, 132, and then keeps on going up.
All right. Well, thank you, Landyn, for doing the interview. We appreciate it. I appreciate it. And this is the Musselman Podcast signing off.
Welcome back to Trivia. I'm here with the Lesters and the Browns.
Hey, we've known the Lesters for a long, long time, but today they're going down.
You haven't played against us. We're competitive.
Good luck, Lesters. All right, let's get this thing going.
Name a popular car color.
Don't look at mine. Don't look at mine. You look at mine.
Okay, name a soda that people like to drink. Okay, name a fruit you might eat for breakfast. Name something you buy after you get a puppy. Name something you do right before you go to bed.
Bam!
Okay, so
I got the key.
we're gonna start from the bottom and then work our way up. So for the last question we asked, name something you do right before you go to bed. You guys both said brush teeth, and that's 24 points.
In your face, Mace! This might be the thing.
And then for the next question was name something you buy after you get a puppy. You said dog food, and then you said leash. Leash has 8, and then dog food has 56.
Wait a second. If you don't have a leash, the dog takes off running and you won't be able to feed it.
But dog food you get first.
Yeah, but you get the leash, you hold on to it, Then you go into the store and you get the dog food. That's how it works.
Okay, name a fruit you might eat for breakfast. You said banana and you said banana. Banana had 18.
18.
Okay.
That's my favorite.
Name
But I'm
a
hoping this
soda
wins.
that people like to drink. You said Coke, you said Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper with 11, and then Coke with 39.
All right, we're catching up.
And then the last one was name a popular car color. You said white, you said red.
I have all white.
White has
cars.
35, red has 0.
What?
Yeah.
Come on, Connor.
So now you tally the points up.
All right, how much is this?
Do you want me to?
Mason, add this up.
In your face, Mace.
Mason,
All right,
add
here
this
you
up.
go.
I'll have my phone.
144 for Lester.
Uh-oh.
I told you your streaks.
Uh-oh. Well, hold on a second. You got Mason up.
Oh, yeah.
All right, get in here, Mason.
Oh wait, my.
89 for Brown.
The first question, it's name something you wear on your head.
You can't copy. You can't copy.
Can't look at this.
Okay. Hold on, let me find that one. Name something you give your mom on Mother's Day.
Connor doesn't know.
He's looking at Mason.
Bruh. Okay. Name a popular souvenir you might buy while on vacation. What's something you'll buy on vacation?
Come
Here we
on,
go.
Connor. We've been to Disney
Just think
twice.
about it. What's something you buy when you go in a store on vacation to bring back home?
What's the thing?
Who? I can't help it. Hey!
I don't know the name of it.
What? Write down what you think. I can't.
You're better.
Yeah, I can't help you. Morbius. When are we doing our?
Thursday.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. Let's do name a popular food at a fair or carnival.
Can't look.
I don't even know.
What's something you eat at a fair?
What do you even up there?
What is that? 1, 2, 3.
Mace is crushing it.
Okay, and then whoa.
Did you have these things before, Mace?
No.
You have flashcards?
No.
Okay, name something you might wear on your feet. Like be specific. Specific. No. Specific.
Pacific?
I meant to say specific. Okay, so we'll start from the bottom of. Oh wait. Yeah.
What do you mean specific?
Like, don't just say shoes. Like,
He said it.
no, but I'm saying like, don't just say shoes.
What do you wear?
Okay.
It's your shoes.
So start from the bottom up.
Okay.
So name something you wear on your feet. You said boots. You said socks. Boots had 22. Socks had 16.
Uh-oh.
Who doesn't wear socks?
I don't know.
Flip flops was the number 1. And then I'm gonna have to find it because it's low key. Like, okay, name a popular food at a fair or carnival. You said funnel cake. You said kettle corn. Funnel cake has 17 and kettle corn has 0. Well, actually no.
No, it has
Popcorn has
100.
21. I'll count popcorn. Just kidding. Name a popular souvenir you might buy while on vacation. You said postcard and a sticker of the location for your car. Postcard had 16 and sticker had 0.
I think we
We're in
should
trouble.
survey people in the schools.
I think that's the thing we should go ask them and get 100 choices for that. No, they've done well.
Name something you give mom on Mother's Day. You said flowers. You guys both said flowers. It's 51.
All right, we got 51.
And then the name something you wear on your head. You guys said hat, and that's 31.
Like, that's a basic answer. What
Connor, you got 119.
You're better than me.
Like, what else would you say other than that?
Well, the number 1 answer for the souvenir one was t-shirt.
Mason, you got 107.
I know what was saying the first.
All right, so you won that
Oh.
round, but Dan didn't help you any.
So 251 total. For the winners.
Lester's, give it up to them. Come on over here and shake hands. Great job, guys. See you in class, 6th period. See you. Great job.
Now we transition into our other, level of football. It's high school, and it's Super 6 week, and it's a state championship time. And we have a very special guest on this week. He is the North Marion Huskies head football coach. His name is Daran Hays. Welcome on to the
Hey,
Hills
let's give
of
it
West
up for
Virginia.
Coach Hays.
Give it up for him.
Hey, Coach Hays, welcome to our show. And I'll let you know that I picked you in the Husky Bowl.
That's my man right there.
There you go.
This has been a magical season for them. 12-1. They've made it all the way to the state championship. And he's been with this team for what? How long would you say, Coach? Last 10 years?
15. This is
15 years. And it's been rough. They went through a rough stretch, but over the last couple of seasons, since about 2017, it's been 6-4, 6-4, 5-5. They've turned it around. And then 2021 was a breakthrough year. They went 8-3 last season, 11-2, made it all the way to the state semifinals, and now this week, okay, they have made it to the state championship game. So, Coach, go into a little bit of how has the season gone? Only one loss on the schedule, and it's to the team you play in the state championship game. So not to get into any game plan or whatever, but, how's practice been this week, and how confident are you going into this game?
First of all, the season's been, it's been one for the ages, so to speak. We played a pretty rough schedule, really. We ended up playing or scrimmaging half the playoff field when the things came out. Everybody we've played so far in the playoffs, we either played or scrimmaged in the regular season. So they were all rematches. None of them were really unfamiliar foes. But I think we've gotten better as the years went on. We've gotten a little comfortable. We've developed a little bit of depth. We've been really lucky. We've avoided any kind of major catastrophic game. We've battled through. Our quarterback Casey Minor had a high ankle sprain, and there through the middle of the season he missed a game, and he was kind of hindered through a couple others. We've had a couple guys with concussions and things of that nature, but we've avoided all the catastrophic season-ending deals like you get every now and then. So that's been a little bit of luck on our side as well. And then this group's just really done a great job of focusing on each individual week, treating every game, every play like it's got a life of its own, and just trying to focus on being 1-0. And this week's really no different than that. We've talked, it is kind of a rivalry game. They're an inter-county school. We play every year. And we haven't had a whole lot of success in the recent future. I think it's been 20 years since we beat them. And before that, it was 9 years that we won in a row. So, so it's kind of been a lopsided series. But we're looking forward to just focusing on the fact that we're playing in the state championship game and really not so much about the opponent.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Coach. The history of this matchup. It was 1981. I'm sure you know this. State championship game was against Fairmont Senior, and North Marion, your school, your Huskies won 21-6. So the history is on North Marion's side going into this game. But not only that, it's also it's the program's first title game since 1997. And I know you went to this school. I'm sure it means a lot to you. But what does this mean for the program? How much does it mean to the program in this school?
Well, it's everybody's ultimate goal to get to Wheeling, and only 6 a year get to do that. So we talked at Thanksgiving about the fact that there was only about 8% of the football teams in West Virginia were still practicing on Thanksgiving Day. And then this week, obviously, that number gets cut in half. So you're talking about 6 schools out of over 120, I think, that play football. So just being in that conversation is quite an honor, and it speaks volumes to our kids' commitment in the off season, our kids' commitment to doing the right things in the classroom and in the weight room and all those kind of things. It's a huge step for us, but we've done a pretty good job, and that's probably something that I'm a little bit anal about it. Saying, no rearview mirror, always looking through the windshield and focusing on what's important. And then, there's time to reflect on the season, and that time's when the season's over, which we know now when our season's going to be over. Our season's going to be over on Friday night. It's just a matter of whether we end it with a win or end it with a loss.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think this is going to be the game of the week, Coach. Again, this is a major rivalry, okay? we've kind of seen, like in AAA here at Musselman, major rival of ours is Hedgesville, and of course, you've kind of seen where these rivalries, they mainly go where one team's going to win this rivalry for the next 5 years, and then, again, like in your case, 20 years you guys have lost in a row. But, I think you guys beat Fairmont Senior Friday. That's my pick.
Coach, hey, this is Mr. Brown. I just wanted to say thank you.
I like your pick.
Yeah, no, I'm picking. Or you guys, North Marion. Did I say Fairmont Senior?
No, you said North Marion.
Okay, good.
You're trying to pass it to me.
Yeah.
Coach, this is Mr. Brown. I wanted to appreciate you joining the show for the day. I had the privilege of playing in the state championship, too. Back in 1989, I played for Coach Denny Price, played football here at Musselman, and then was able to coach for several years till I had kids. I will tell you, we were undefeated. We went down and played a team. We were playing at Laidley back then. We played East Bank, and we set 3 state records, but lost the game 13-9. And one of the biggest things is we had turnovers. With that being said, what are some of your keys to the game to be able to win that? And like you said, every play counts.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, that's awesome that you play on Coach Price. We actually scrimmaged Musselman when I was in high school, and we played up there a couple times when Coach Price was still there. So, we got a little history, too. And actually, Mannington High School played Musselman, I believe, in the playoffs in like 75 or something like that.
Yeah, the Musselman won in 74.
Musselman won it, yep.
And then 82, and then
Won it, man.
Yep.
No, I think the biggest key, you nailed the big one. I mean, the biggest 2 keys in football, I believe, are explosive plays and turnovers. That was a huge factor in this game in the regular season. We played this game, it was right in the middle of the season, and I think we kind of made it a little bit bigger than it probably should have been. We were on a winning, we were 5-0, 4-0 at the time. They just, I believe, lost one before that with Bridgeport, and we felt like we were kind of flying high. We came in, we had an early turnover, and we gave up some explosive plays. Those are the 2, I think those are the 2 biggest stats in football right now. And they're good in both of those areas. They do a good job of taking care of the football. They do a really good job of getting it. I think number 10 for them just had like a 15% career interception as a junior, which is pretty impressive. So we got to do a good job of not putting the ball in harm's way when we do take a turn thrown, and we got to secure it. Fred mentioned to one of our guys last night on the radio that we had 23 fumbles, and we do have 23 fumbles, but then there's an errant snap. That's considered a fumble on the stat.
Absolutely.
Played a backup center for 3 games. So that was where a lot of those fumbles came from. It's probably not nearly as bad as meets the eye. But we got to do a great job taking care of the football, limiting explosive plays, and then creating a couple of them on our own would be huge.
Yeah, no, that's the key.
Well, Coach, I would be remiss before we leave if I wouldn't give you a shout out for Brian Thomas. Coach Thomas wanted me to make sure I told you hi. I had the privilege of coaching Brian when I was at Hedgesville coaching, and I actually had him in the classroom. But that's for another story of how that went. But here on the hills of West Virginia, we want to wish you the best luck, and hey, make sure you get this podcast out in Marion County. We want to try to. We got how many viewers do we have? Hundreds of thousands of viewers, Coach. So I'm picking North Marion on this one. Who do you got, Morbius?
Oh, North Marion.
Yes, and we wanted to really thank you. Have a great week, and good luck to you, Coach.
Yeah, appreciate it. Tell Coach Thomas I said hello. Tell Mr. Welch thanks for holding up me and getting me on here. It's been fun.
Sure will. Thank you, Coach.
All right, guys, take care.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, good job on that, Morbius, for that. We need to try to get more and more of that along with basketball.
A lot of history, too. I like having those, type of guest speakers where they just give so much history.
Well,
here's
what I like. Yeah, here's what I like. I like it, the fact that this guy has been a part of Marion County, has played football for North Marion, and then goes in and becomes a coach there. Just that history. And you're right, Stats, you were saying how North Marion reminds you a lot of Musselman when you're up there, and that's true. So I'm picking North Marion on Friday night.
I think North Marion, they're the number 1 seed in AA, and it's very hard to win in AA.
Okay.
They figured it out. They're 12-1 right now. State championship game, feel the magic in the air.
Okay.
I'm going North Marion to win this.
All right, let's go to Saturday afternoon.
Saturday afternoon, Super 6, one of my favorite Saturdays of the year because it's championship day all Saturday.
Yeah.
First game, Princeton.
Shocker. Who thought they were going to make it this far? Last week, maybe one of
73 points that they scored on.
and they gave up 70. Craziest game I've ever seen.
And then we have a Martinsburg team that is rolling 49-17 over the defending state champs.
Yeah.
Coach Walker is back at Wheeling for the 10th time, Stats?
They've given up 4.8 points per game this year.
10th time.
You got a team who just scored 73 going against a team that's allowing 4.8.
Yeah.
It's the unstoppable force versus the immovable
Hey,
object.
and you know where I go, and any time that I have to pick between offense and defense, I'm going with the defense. I'm going with the Dogs. They win their 10th. They win their 10th championship this Saturday.
Man, I'll tell you-
And congrats to Dave Walker. I know Dave. I was at Martinsburg when Dave was out there. He gave me an opportunity to help with coaching, and I'm so glad to see that he's back in and doing the same thing that he did beforehand. He's winning games.
Yeah, I don't know if we've disagreed at all this week on
No.
our picks because I'm going with Martinsburg.
Martinsburg too, yeah.
I've been betting against them. Well, not betting. This is just for pride. This is just for pride. But I've been picking against them all season, and they've just kept winning. They find ways to win football games. Dogs. I'm going Dogs.
And then Saturday night we got
Single A, Greenbrier West versus Williamstown. Both teams are undefeated. This is going to be
Both teams with upsets last week in the semis too.
against Tucker County, and who's Greenbrier? Did they beat? Was that James Monroe? No, wait, that's Double A.
We can always look at and see who they play.
We do have this thing called a computer.
Yeah, it's actually technology is great. They did play James Monroe.
I was right,
Yeah.
James Monroe.
So
I'm going Williamstown. I've heard that they are the best team in Single A.
I've heard that too.
From a lot of my sources. So I'm going Williamstown.
Does Williamstown have a dog as their mascot?
I don't know, because it
Williamstown
could be
mascot.
three
Dogs.
Dogs should go 3-0 this week. I don't.
Williamstown is the dog mascot.
I don't know. I'm going Williamstown too.
I thought they
Yellow
were.
Jackets.
I was getting ready to say they're Yellow Jackets. I think they were playing in '89. I know Brook and Capital played. We played East Bank. Stats. I don't know who played in the '89 Single A championship while we were down there at Ladley.
Yeah.
So all right, there's our three picks.
Yeah, there's our 3 picks. We've gone North Marion, Martinsburg, and Williamstown clean sweep on all. Not boding well. You never want to have just a clean sweep like that. But again, we'll see. I don't think we'll be wrong, but me somehow my picks always don't fall.
You know what Billy Joel said? You may be right, I may be crazy. So we are crazy. If we were crazy on this show,
we've gotten pretty crazy on this podcast.
Let's
Never forget
go.
when I picked against Georgia, should have never done that. All right, so here we go. Now, I said it's one of my favorite Saturdays of the year because it's not just championship weekend for high school football. It's one of the best Saturdays of the year for college football. Conference championship week. Last week was rivalry week.
All right.
Great week of football. We're going to start off Friday. I'll be watching this game, 8:00 p.m. Now, typically I would be watching SmackDown, at this time. Shout out to WWE. CM Punk is back. Huge. Big fan.
I am going to be going to a lot of Christmas parades and Christmas concerts. So I don't know how much football I'm going to be able to catch.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip it this week though, and I'm gonna watch football because this is kind of my darlings this year. I've been a Washington supporter the entire season.
Huskies?
It's Friday night Pac-12 championship.
So you're picking the Huskies. You're going with another.
Of course.
I'm going with the Ducks. I'm going to tell you right now.
Man.
Bo Nix and the Oregon Ducks are a team that is the hottest right now in college football. I don't know if.
Coach Nix is about to get his AARP in the mail.
I think he's been playing for I don't know how many years. Stats we've seen it,
A long time.
but I'm still picking the Ducks.
Well, so
So that's where we disagree.
Well, I remember I was about 4 or 5, and my dad took me to a college football game, and I actually got to see Bo Nix play. It was great. It was one of those experiences I will never ever forget. So Bo Nix, been around for a while, and he's gonna lose this game though.
All right, so whoever wins is in, whoever loses is out. I mean, this is a playoff. This is a playoffs before the playoffs start.
Championship, right?
All right.
Big for Washington. I think Washington pulls it out. So now, rematch of the Red River rivalry. Now we're at Saturday. ABC, be watching it. It's going to be Oklahoma, or actually, no, not rematch.
It's not a rematch.
Not rematch.
It's Oklahoma
Sometimes
State.
that happens. You make mistakes.
It's Bedlam and the Red River rivalry together. You got Bedlam. I'm
Oklahoma.
going Texas.
Yeah.
Texas is playing for something. Texas has an opportunity if something were to happen, if chaos occurs. Texas has a chance to get in. If Alabama beats Georgia, I'm just saying.
It could happen.
It would have to be like 2 or 3 losses.
They would have to be 2 or 3 losses, but there's still
Texas,
an outside
they're still alive. They
chance.
still have that little sliver of hope.
It's slim.
I think it's crazy how Ohio State is, ahead of them right now. I mean, don't get the committee.
Voters were talking about how crazy it is that Oregon is still ahead of them.
Yes, Oregon too.
And they said that
Texas
they put
should
Oregon
be
ahead of them in every single poll.
Texas should be the first team out, in my opinion. They've beaten a good Alabama team, and if Alabama beats Georgia, I mean, oh my God,
Okay.
You're gonna have absolute mayhem. And I'm pulling for this, which is why I want the Texas Longhorns to win this
All right,
game.
Texas.
So now we're gonna move down, of course, 4:00 SEC championship game on CBS. Alabama, Georgia. Man, I don't know, man. This is. Ugh.
I tell you what, I think that Georgia has a better quarterback, and Georgia has a better defense. Alabama, if Auburn rushes, if
Auburn
Auburn
decides to
puts
play a little bit
any
of
type of
defense.
pressure at all, we're not even having this conversation. But Georgia's going to win this game. I think Georgia. I'd like to see a Georgia-Oregon championship, maybe. I don't know.
The thing about Nick Saban, you count him out.
Are you going to pick Alabama?
You say they're dead.
Please say it. Please say Alabama.
I'm picking Nick. I'm not going. Actually, my grandfather, his best friend, is also the best friend of Nick Saban. Okay, they know each other. They're very close.
Nick Saban from
Fairmont, yes.
Went to North Marion High School.
What-
North Marion High School was a thing back then.
If it was a thing back then, he
Yeah.
would have been going to North Marion. Nick Saban.
Give me Nicholas Saban,
I mean-
James Milroe, and that Alabama defense. Give it to me.
Okay.
Give me Georgia. Or give me Alabama over Georgia. I'm not picking Georgia. I'm not
So
picking
you're not
Georgia.
picking a dog in this one.
I'm not picking a dog. I'm picking the Crimson Tide to win this game.
Okay.
So
What do you got next?
next we got, of course, this is probably this is not going to be close at all, folks. I'm sorry. If you think this Iowa defense is going to stop Michigan, I'll tell you how this game's going to go. It's going to be 17-0. Iowa's
halftime?
not going to score.
Yeah, I don't think
Okay.
Iowa's going to get a
All
score.
right. It's
The
gonna
Wolverines.
Be, Wolverines. Now, Michigan's going to play their game where their offense just shuts down in the second half, but they'll run you to death. They're
Yeah.
going to run them to death. This is going to
With
be like,
quorum.
23-0 or 17, something
Yeah.
like that. It's not going to be blown out
It's
of the
going to be
water,
old school
but it's going to be physical.
Big Ten football.
Yeah.
All right. I picked Michigan Wolverines too.
So now, of course, we got this game right here. This is going to tell us everything. This is the chaos game right here. Florida State versus Louisville. Florida State wins.
Louisville
but
lost
Alabama
last week.
Wins.
Florida
Georgia
State-
loses. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. If Florida State wins, are they in?
I think
How
they have
do
to
you
be.
keep-
You're undefeated
how do you
as
keep
your
them out?
conference. You play who's on. You play your conference.
You play your
who's on
conference, you
schedule.
win your.
They're 4 right now.
They're 4 right now. They
win,
should
I
make
think
it
they
in.
should make
I
it
think if Washington and
Who's our 1, 2, 3, 4? Georgia.
Georgia, Michigan, Washington, Florida State.
I think I could see that staying.
With Oregon.
If Georgia
Ohio
loses,
State,
do they still stay in?
I don't know.
I think they do.
I think you'd have, but
If
Alabama,
Michigan loses, do they stay in? I don't think they do.
No. Well, there's no way you could justify keeping Michigan.
If
in.
Washington loses,
Losing
they're
to
out.
A team like Iowa, and I mean, again, going back to Texas a little
So
bit.
if
here,
Washington
Texas
loses-
needs Michigan to lose. They need.
Yeah.
They need probably.
We need
Probably
to do
Georgia.
we need to do a Venn diagram of this.
Yeah.
So if Washington loses, and Florida State loses,
That
Oregon's in, and who else is in?
Ohio State.
Ohio State shouldn't be in though because they lost to Michigan, and if you say Michigan's not good enough to get in, and Ohio State lost to Michigan, then how can you say Michigan is good enough
We're
to get
talking
in?
Washington and Florida State not getting in. If Washington and Florida State both lose, that would bump Oregon and Ohio State.
And Texas
Yeah.
wins,
Texas-
and they still are looking outside.
Texas is number 3 out.
I
You know what,
don't
I just
know
want
about
chaos.
that.
I just want Washington to win the national championship. championship.
I want Washington to win too. That's why I picked them to win. We'll see if that sticks. I got FSU. I don't think Louisville is going to.
I picked back in August Florida State to win the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sticking with that. Florida State.
Like I said, if Florida State wins, there's no way the committee, if they want to be taken seriously.
How about a
justify
Washington
keeping
or
it out.
Oregon and Michigan game that to start it out?
What about a potential Washington and Oregon national championship?
Huh?
Hey,
I could see that happening. That could happen.
I saw 2 phenomenal college football games this year. One of them was Washington, Oregon. The other one was Michigan, Ohio State. Ohio State.
Yeah.
Those were the 2 best games that I personally saw and watched. So if we could see a rematch of that stuff, okay.
All I know is this is going to be just an insane week.
Okay.
See, like I said, so my picks are Washington. Well, I guess my top 4 as of right now. What I think is going to happen is I picked Alabama. Actually, I have no idea what that would do. I would say probably if Michigan wins and Georgia loses, Michigan's the 1 seed. I think Washington, if Georgia loses, could be the 2 seed. And then this is where it gets a little bit dicey here, because do you leave Georgia out and put in Alabama over them? I don't think you can.
Listen.
I don't think you can do that. But
Georgia's a lock. I think Georgia might be the only team.
Yep, they are a lot. It's going
I
to be
would
Georgia, Michigan. It's going to be Florida State and Oregon. That's what I picked. Those are going to be my 4. That's what I'm going with
I'm saying
on the show.
Michigan.
Now, remember, I got to teach here, and you got to come and learn.
Yeah, no. Well,
You're learning about economics today.
Well, here's my 4, and then that's it. Michigan.
Michigan's number 1.
Yeah, if Georgia loses, if my picks hold up.
Okay, all right. You
Michigan, Washington, Georgia, FSU. That's how I think that would go. And Alabama.
That's not
would be
bad
the
either.
First team out. Alabama
That's not
would be the
bad.
First team out. Because if they beat Georgia, you'd have to at least move them to 5, and you can't necessarily justify, not moving them in the top 6.
Okay,
So-
great show,
Yeah.
and then we still got a lot of stuff to talk about for the rest of this year.
Yes.
We're gonna have we're going bowling.
Yep.
We're going bowling. We got a lot of bowl games
We'll
that
have
we can
bowl
talk
games.
about.
Football's playoff pushes are
We got
starting.
and then
the NFL.
we definitely have the NFL to talk about all the way to February for
And
that.
it starts next week for us. We got high school basketball.
High school basketball's coming in. That's exactly right. Let's go, Musselman Appleman.
Yeah, let's go, Musselman.
And Coach Basil and all the coaching staff. We want good luck to you, Coach Potter. Good luck to the Lady Appleman too. We got a brand new coach in there. He's getting ready to take over. He is filled with excitement, and we are so happy to have him on staff and in the building. For Mr. Brown,
I'm Stephen Morbius Askin.
back to you at the studio.
Musselman Podcast